Hi Aries, this is your Vedic Astrology forecast for the month of December 2014. And just a quick reminder, Vedic Astrology uses the moon as a reference point for transits as opposed to the sun, which is what Western astrology uses as a reference point. So if you don't know where your moon placement is in Vedic Astrology, just visit my website, generate your free Vedic birth chart, and then you can follow along with your Vedic moon sign. Now, the first half of the month, you're going to have the Sun and Mercury in the sign of Scorpio in your 8th house. Mercury is going to be there until the 13th of December, and the Sun is going to be there until the 15th of December. Now, they're both going to be sitting in the nakshatra of Jesta. And the meaning of Jesta is the elder, and the Shakti is the power to rise, the power to conquer, and the power to overcome. So now you have the Sun sitting in the 8th house in the nakshatra of Jesta. They both have qualities of authority and leadership because those are signified by both the Sun and by the nakshatra of Jesta. And, with Mercury sitting there as well, Mercury, it rules the 6th house and the 3rd house. The 3rd house has to do with courage and a certain level of competition, but the 6th house has to do with competitors and enemies, which could take place in the workplace, in the work environment. So now you have this combination of the Sun and Mercury sitting in your 8th house. The 8th house is a house of transformation. The 8th house has to do with birth and death, with regeneration. The 8th house has to do with hidden things, things beneath the surface, with mystery, and it also has to do with intrigue and manipulation. Now, what this tells me is that there could be, some type of challenge in regards to authority figures in your life. So maybe in regards to other people expressing their authority over you, or there may be a challenge in regards to yourself, your expression, because the 5th house has to do with self-expression. The Sun has to do with self-expression. The Sun has to do with authority. So maybe in regards to expressing your authority over others, there may be some challenges in regards to that. It's because Jesta also signifies those qualities. So there may be some challenges to overcome in regards to that, and it could take place in your work environment because Mercury rules the 6th house, and the 6th house is work. The 6th house has to do with our competitors at work, things like that. So that's where this could be taking place. Now, the Sun also rules vitality, and the Sun rules our health as well in our body. It signifies our body. So with the Sun being placed in the 8th house for the first half of the month, just take care of yourself a little extra. Take care of yourself, not get the flu shot. Try not to get that cold. Eat well, get enough sleep, exercise. Just take a little extra care of yourself, but I'm not too worried about your health because the Mars, which rules your sign Aries, is going to be placed in your 10th house exalted. So that in itself is going to take care of your constitution, but there may be that cold or whatever, but just keep that in mind. Don't do things that will take a toll on your health, such as lack of sleep or things like that. Now, both Mercury and the Sun are going to be moving into your 9th house of Sagittarius after the 15th of the month. So for the second half of December, the Sun and Mercury are going to be there. Now, the Sun ruling the 5th house, being placed in the 9th house, one of the things that this tells me is that finances should improve for you during the second half of the month. The 5th house is a house of finances, of wealth. The 9th house has to do with these things. Of course, with Mercury being there, there may be certain hard work that you have to do in order to achieve this, but the right energy is going to be playing itself out in terms of finances. Now, the 5th house also has to do with religious practices, with devotion, with mantras, and the 9th house has to do with spirituality in general. It has to do with philosophy, with higher thinking, higher knowledge. So with the fifth Lord Sun being placed in the ninth house, there may be some self-expression in this area of life, because the fifth house also has to do with creativity, with expressing yourself. And the Sun himself also has to do with these qualities. So these qualities will be more prevalent the second half of the month. You may find yourself expressing these qualities in, it could be either in a spiritual manner, it could be in a devotional manner. Whatever path it is that you take in your life, this energy is going to be very good the second half of the month for you. The second half of the month is also going to be a good time to travel, with the fifth Lord Sun bringing his positive energy and lighting up the house of travel, the ninth house. If you want, if you're planning on going on that Christmas vacation, this is going to be a good time to do that. With the Sun moving into the ninth house of Sagittarius, he's also going to be moving into the nakshatra of Mula, the constellation of Mula. And the nakshatra of Mula means the root. And the Shakti is the power to destroy. So with the Sun moving into your ninth house, because Mula signifies the root, there's going to be essentially a desire to get to the root of the matter. So as I mentioned a little while ago, with the Sun moving into your ninth house, lighting up that house, becoming a little extra interested in higher thinking, higher philosophy, higher religious studies, or things of that nature. The Sun's going to be lighting up this house for you while it's in the nakshatra of Mula the first half of the month. So the desire won't just be to get extra knowledge, but to get to the root of the matter, to the root of knowledge. There's going to be a desire to uproot the wisdom that you're trying to acquire. And because it has the Shakti, which is the power to destroy, you may find yourself thinking a little bit more about your own personal habits, maybe your virtues, your qualities, because these are what certain things that the ninth house represents. So there may also simultaneously be that desire to uproot negative qualities or things that are opposed to virtue. There may be certain events that may also take place which has you look to the root of the matter, or which has you looking into religious or philosophical thinking to get to the root of the matter through wisdom. Now, Venus is going to be moving into your ninth house on the 5th of December, and Venus is going to be there throughout the rest of the month. And Venus is going to be in the nakshatra of Mula until the 16th of December, and then we'll be moving into the nakshatra of Purva Ashada. Now, the ninth house is a very auspicious house, and Venus rules the second house of income, sustenance, resources, as well as family life. And Venus also rules, in your case, the seventh house of relationships, of business partnerships, of clients. And Venus also signifies relationships as a natural significator. And Venus also signifies pleasures and comforts and things like that. So with Venus moving into your ninth house, first of all, this is going to be good for income, because with the second lord moving into the ninth house, that creates a Dana yoga, which has to do with generating wealth with income, because the ninth house is a house of good fortune and it's a house of good luck. So any planet that is transiting here, any planet that's placed here in your own personal chart, will have very good luck and will bring good luck into your life regarding whatever that planet represents. So with Venus transiting the second house, there's going to be some extra good fortune regarding wealth, regarding relationships, your romantic life. There's going to be good in terms of business partnerships, generating more business as well, and enjoying yourself, enjoying pleasures, the simple pleasures of life, the comforts. With the ninth house, as I mentioned earlier, signifying travel, there also may be that element of enjoying your travels and finding a pleasure in that as well. And of course, your higher thinking, your spirituality, if you are naturally inclined to be interested in those subjects and philosophy, then this is also going to play itself out in a more prevalent manner, because Venus has to do with our affection and desires. And Venus transiting this house, you'll have that desire to be more interested in those subjects. And with Venus transiting Mula, the first half of the month until the 16th, again, Mula means the root, and the Shakti is the power to destroy. So while all this is happening, this good energy happening in regards to Venus and in regards to those other qualities in your life, there's also going to be a tendency to uproot or to get to the root of the matter in regards to relationships, maybe, or business partnerships. So something may come up where something that's hidden beneath the surface, because Mula signifies the root, things that are connected to earth, and the root, or uprooting things. In this case, since it's happening in your ninth house, it's going to express itself in a positive way, the end result. So whatever becomes uprooted, whether it has to do with relationships, the end result is going to ultimately have a good outcome. So something may come up in regards to relationships. This may be the time to confront certain situations and talk to your partner about it and get to the root of the matter. The second half of the month after the 16th, Venus will then be moving into the nakshatra of Purvashada. And the meaning of this nakshatra is the former undefeated, and the Shakti is the power to invigorate or energize. So now the focus will be shifting from uprooting or getting to the root of the matter with Mula, to Purvashada, which will be to invigorate or energize. In this case, relationships, most likely, because of course, Venus rules the 7th house of relationships. But it could also have to do with all those other qualities that Venus signifies in your life, such as wealth, especially wealth, because now it's going to be moving into the nakshatra that invigorates and energizes those elements. With Venus, it signifies wealth, it signifies your family life, signifies the resources. It has to do as well with your business, invigorating those areas of your life, getting more clients if you have your own business, or just in general if you have a side business, that's going to be invigorated. Second lord, 7th lord being placed in the 9th house, that's a wonderful placement that, first of all, it causes a Dana yoga for wealth. It causes a Raja yoga, because now Kendra lord, which is the 7th house lord, moving into a trine house, which is the 9th house. This is going to be even more influential, more positive in your life the second half, once Venus goes into the nakshatra of Purva Ashada. Mars is going to be sitting in your 10th house, exalted in the sign of Capricorn for the month of December. And he's going to be there the whole month. Now, this causes a Mahapurush yoga in Vedic astrology, which is called Ruchaka yoga. And that's when Mars is sitting in his own sign or exalted in an angle. And you're having a Ruchaka yoga transit happening for you for the month of December. This is wonderful in terms of career career advancement, your ambitious desires coming true, especially in regards to career and work, but just overall in general, anything that it is that you want to accomplish. Mars in this position is going to give that extra boost, that extra energy for you, especially the first part of the month, because the first part of the month until the 9th of December, Mars is going to be in the nakshatra of Uttara Ashada. And Uttara Ashada means the latter undefeated, whereas the previous nakshatra Purva Ashada means the former undefeated. Uttara Ashada means the latter undefeated. And the Shakti is the power to gain unstoppable victory. That's the Shakti of this nakshatra. And so with Mars being transiting this nakshatra until the 9th of the month, this first part of the month is the time to get that promotion. It's the time to get that project done, because you are going to be experiencing all that ambitious energy. You're going to be feeling the power of victory, and it's going to go wonderfully for you. Now, after the 9th, then Mars is going to be transiting the nakshatra of Shravana. That's the next nakshatra. And Mars is going to be in this nakshatra, which means the ear, and the Shakti is the power to connect. So this is going to be a time to connect with others, most likely at work, to give a lending ear to others, and to become more introspective. Because it's happening in your 10th house of career, then this may take place more in your professional life. You may experience a deeper level of being able to listen to others and contribute through your ability to connect with others. And people will feel that energy coming from you, and that will add to your success, because now people will be supporting you in your efforts and in your endeavor to advance in your career, or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever project you're working on. It doesn't have to be your career. It could be any kind of project that you're doing out in the real world. This Mars energy is giving you that boost, and being placed in Shravana, that ability to connect with others is going to just come very easily for you, and it's going to add to your success. Well, Aries, this was your forecast for the month of December 2014. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for additional forecasts.